they reportedly go out and get Jock Landale to add to their front court. As of Sunday night, that had not been made official by the Grizzlies. The Rockets have given Jock Landale their goodbye post. And so you lose one big, you bring in another. I heard from one of the Rockets reporters, like almost immediately when this news broke, and she just wanted to point out that Jock Landale is a really great guy and someone who is great for the culture of the team. And that is something that I don't think should go overlooked with all of the Grizzlies offseason additions as we sit here on July 7th, from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to Ty Jerome to now Jock Landale. Just three players who are consistently described as great teammates, great locker room guys, fierce competitors. That's something that felt the Grizzlies formula was lacking last season, and it does feel important. I loved the Ty Jerome signing that happened while I was gone. And now with Jock Landale, I do think it's this prototype of veteran to add to the culture of the Grizzlies group going into next season, where we're now obviously going all in on the build around John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. CJ, what did you think?
I don't know. Honestly, truthfully, did he play a whole lot? I saw this
Jock
name.
Landale?
I saw this name pop up and I was like, okay. Where's he from again? It's like, all right, Houston, cool. Let's just go to box scores and see how many minutes he's playing in games. It's like he didn't seem to find his way onto the court a whole lot for the Houston Rockets. Now, the Houston Rockets did have a bit of depth at the center position. So you're talking about Sengun, you're talking about Steven Adams. So it's going to be hard to crack the rotation with those two ahead of you. So I don't want to take anything away from what he will be here. It's just that I don't know, because my job isn't to evaluate other teams' talent, right? Like I'm not the general manager of the Memphis Grizzlies. I will say I still kind of trust Zach Kleiman. I still kind of trust what this Grizzlies front office does from a scouting standpoint. So if they've watched enough of him and talked to enough people, and they have gotten the good word in that, hey, this is a guy who is better than what you would think a third string center would be on a Houston Rockets team that was pretty damn good last year. He's good enough to play minutes in the NBA. And I kind of have to shrug my shoulders and say, well, he's here. Good luck. Here we go. We'll find out real quick, because there is a very, very little front court depth, and specifically for those small forward out of there. Just power forward, center depth on this team right now. Very little of it going about right now. So he comes in and he's absolutely going to get a chance to play. He's absolutely going to get a chance to stick. So if they've identified that as one of those dudes on the margins who you can go out there and get and bring him in, and if he is a good locker room guy for whatever that's worth, and if he can contribute and set screens, good luck. Here we go. Let's find out about him. I'm not going to sit up here and lie like I've been studying this dude since he came out of St. Mary's. No, St. Mary's, right? Australian. That's what the Wikipedia page says. It's like,
from Australia.
Okay, here we go. Let's find out.
It's been a minute since we had a big white dude with an accent at the center position. And ultimately, like when you look at it with Jock Landale, one of the reasons he didn't play because of the depth of the Rockets is Steven Adams ended up usurping him in that rotation, and the necessity of Steven Adams for that Rockets group in the run, and his new contract with the Houston Rockets this offseason. So you look at it like, okay, so you got somebody who lost out on the job to Steven Adams, who used to be on this team. But I will say, when it comes to the versatility of bigs that Jock Landale provides versus a Jay Huff, because I saw, some people immediately, Jay Huff really was a fan favorite because, one, reverse dunks are fun, and two, he was like a little dose of excitement. Jock Landale is a big dose of just a physical big guy who does the dirty stuff, from the rebounding to the screen setting. He's a good passer, one of the better offensive rebounders in the league last season when he did play. And I think he really gives you a legit fill-in at center with Edey out to start the year. And obviously you hope Jaren is back by the beginning, but you just don't know for sure. And so when you're looking at what the front court is without Jaren and Edey, it's Brandon Clark and Santi Aldama and previously Jay Huff. And now you flip-flop that out with Jock Landale. And Landale gives you someone who is not Brandon Clark and Santi Aldama. Like, he is not them. He is the emphasis on physical. He will go get boards. So I do appreciate that it diversifies the front court options that, as you mentioned, CJ, are on the thinner side with those injuries to start the year. I think it also shows a continued belief from the Grizzlies that, the long game here is Jaren Jackson Jr. and Zach Edey. And I will say it over and over and over again this offseason. Like, this team next year and beyond goes as far as Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. takes them. And obviously getting Zach Edey back into the mix is a big piece of it. But if Jock Landale can serve as a, certifiable filler in the meantime, and I'm not even entirely convinced Jock Landale's your starter at the beginning of the season. Like, if Jaren is healthy, perhaps you do see Brandon and Jaren as your starting front court, and then Jock Landale comes off the bench. But it just gives you a different look that you didn't have prior to this. And again, it all comes down to the money moves for this Grizzlies team that will ultimately work to them signing the extension for Jaren Jackson Jr. And that is the most important thing of the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about that part of it. And then after you solve that part, getting the Jaren extension done, agree to it, find a way to make it work, getting dudes in on the margins for those minimum type deals is how you make all of that money that Jaren's going to be getting work. Great. Once you do that, though, then it becomes, all right, can one of these dudes pop? And right. It's summer league season, and so it's a lot of popping going on, right? Like, okay, which one of these dudes are going to start popping off here? Sort of like popcorn or fireworks. Fireworks just popped.
Did you see good fireworks at the Red Sox game?
We were at the AutoZone Park. So
I know.
Yes.
I was asking how they were.
Yes, we saw. Also, it was crazy because the game is going on, and everybody's doing their fireworks show during the game. So pitchers are pitching as fireworks are going off. Incredible moment. Felt like I was in the Sandlot. But if, what's his name? Jock Landale can
baby.
America. If Jock Landale can be one of those dudes who ends up sticking, then it's like, okay, here's another piece that is on an affordable deal that we can roll with for the seasons to come. And then if he doesn't, it's not like it's a super expensive deal. It's not like it'll be super hard to get off of, I can't imagine. So, give him his money and send him on his way. Tell him good job and thank you very, very much. I think that you hit the nail on the head. If it's true that I don't know, I hadn't seen this dude play, but if he's a different type of big than what Santi and what Brandon Clark and what Jaren and honestly what Jay Huff is. Those are more slender guys, one, and three of them do most of their work on the perimeter, either taking shots and making shots from three or putting the ball on the floor from the wing spot and then getting downhill and getting to the rim. So if this guy is a big bruising type of big, somebody who can go out there and be a physical force inside, then absolutely that is something that has value on this roster is currently constructed because you only got one of those right now, and that's Zach Edey. So you do need, like you said, a bit more diversity at the center and power forward spot. If he can offer that at a high enough level to see minutes in the NBA, then hey, good stuff. And again, if he can't, this is not going to be super hard to move off that contract. I think the Rockets bought him out also. Then they cut him, they just paid him, cut him. Like, here's your $8 million or $6 million, whatever million you got. Here it is. Good luck to you. God bless. Thank you for your service. So the Grizzlies can do something similar as they continue to start looking for that piece. Because there is a need for that type of big. Somebody, because Ja Morant does his best work when there's somebody who can set a ball screen and get him free. So if he works, great. You got it. If he doesn't, fine. Send him on his way. And then you got to get back out there and find it again.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.